Hey, John.
Hey, brother.
So I'm taking a look at this thing. I'd be a little bit stretched to get to 160. I would do 150.
Well, the thing is, because I know I just talked to my friend, and they actually, the same 3-bedroom, 2-bath, the only thing they turn their garage, the driveway, into a bedroom.
Okay.
They're asking 210, but they're asking 210 for that.
You're asking, yeah.
And that's right around the corner from me. So I'm saying, you give me 160, you put 5 into this house, and you're gonna get 195, 200 out of it.
I mean, I was looking at a couple right now, and I see there's one that just closed at 195, but it took a month and a half to sell, and it's a little bit bigger. It's probably actually basically what you described. It looks like they redid that, but it's got some other remodeled stuff on the inside. It's got can lighting and a brand new kitchen with granite countertops and stuff. I mean, I don't think we're far apart. Would you do if I committed to it tonight? Would you do 155? And that'd be stretching me.
I told you that's just a little bit. Do 157 and call it a deal. If not, I'll keep on trying.
You're beating me up here. But if I'll do 157, we could do a deal tonight.
Yep.
Okay, that saves me. I was supposed to go look at another house tomorrow morning, and my son does ninjas. It's kind of like gymnastics. He's in 3rd grade. But I'd be able to cancel that appointment because the location on this one's better. So if you can commit to that, you've got a deal. I could jump in the truck right now, probably give me about, with traffic, maybe 45 minutes, might even be closer to half an hour to get over there. Does that work?
That'll work.
Okay. I appreciate it, John. I will, give me just a second to print this. I've got the easiest contract in the world. There's no surprises, like I said. It says exactly what we're paying, that we're buying it as is, not asking you to fix anything. We're paying all the closing costs, and then we can put that in there about, close in 2 weeks.
That'll work.
Okay. Thanks, John. I'll see you here real soon.
All right, brother.
See ya.
All right, later.
Bye. Bam. Gonna go make one right now.
All right, guys, so contract in hand, Friday night, but I am gonna go get this deal, headed out to Maryvale, and we will keep y'all posted. All right, so leaving the appointment, we got the deal, and this one had a little bit of a twist to it. So I think this is gonna be about a $20,000 deal is my best guess. Obviously, I'm gonna go do a full underwriting. Again, now that I've seen the house, it's always easier to really pinpoint an exact price after you actually have seen the house in person, know exactly what you're working with. At what we're paying, I think it's a good 15, 20, something like that, $1,000 wholesale deal. But the price is a little too high with that wholesale fee, even if it's to ourselves, to keep as a rental. So I think I'm gonna wholesale it out. So I get to the house and we pull up. The house is, about what I expected. Looks pretty decent from the curb. It's dark, so I can't see the roof too well, but I can definitely tell, it's a newer roof. He opens the door and he's got his buddy inside sitting down on the couch. He says, "Oh, this is my buddy, the guy I told you about that's doing the paint for the house around the corner, the one that they're asking 190 or 210 or whatever it is." And so I introduce myself to him. He's a real nice guy. He goes, "Oh yeah, we've been childhood buddies forever." And this guy's like 55 years old, I'm guessing, both of them actually. And he goes, "Yeah, like we both grew up in the neighborhood because that was his parents bought this house in 1968. So it was a one-owner house. He's back now, in his 50s or whatever he is, helping his mom get this house sold." And so he introduces me to this guy that still lives in the neighborhood after all these years, and I guess is a handyman, does painting, stuff like that in the area. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And he gives me the house tour. We go to sit down and do the contract, and I start to pull out the contracts. He gets a little funny. He's like, "Well, hold on, there's something I wanted to show you. I was thinking, you might be willing to pay me a little more for the house after that." And immediately I say, "Well, hold on, like, we're done if that's the case. No, I mean, there's nothing you're going to show me that's going to, I'm not going to be able to pay more. You already beat me up, got me all bloody on the phone call up to 157. I wouldn't even want to pay 157 if it wasn't for my unique situation right now, right? You always got to be building value, giving them the win." And he goes, "Well, all right, well, let's just humor me. Let's, you know, if you don't mind, the house is right around the corner here. He's got a key to it because he's the one that just painted it. You know, let's go check it out. And ironically, it was one of the houses that had been a comp, and it's on the market, just hit the market at $195, and it is the exact same floor plan, just has the carport enclosed, and it's very base on the inside. And so I humored him, and we jump in the car. It's literally right around the corner. We go over there. He shows me the house. I say, cool, you know, this is great. I bring the contract with me actually to the house, and but I don't bring it inside. I leave it in the car. We go inside. I say, you know, yeah, this looks great. Wow. And you know, I ask his buddy, I say, hey man, if you want some work, I've got a lot of rentals. I'm always looking for a good, so I'm getting some credibility, and hey, maybe I'll get a vendor out of this. And I look at John, I go, man, I'm still at 157. You know, I appreciate you taking me over here, but you know, like I told you before, I mean, I know my numbers. I own other properties, rental properties here in Maryvale, and I do. Maryvale's a great rental property area. Now I do plan to wholesale this property, but he says, all right, well, let me call my wife. He calls his wife, and I think he made a mistake because he calls her on speakerphone, and she was out in Tennessee, and she was at dinner with the family, and she's like, hold on, I can't hear you in here. And he's like, well, get to somewhere where you can hear me because this is important. You know, it's funny. I'm listening. I'm sitting there like, okay. And he goes, well, we're at 157. What do you think I should do? And she goes, sell the house. And he kind of looks at me like, oh crap, maybe I shouldn't be on speakerphone right now. And he goes, yeah, you think we should sell it at that price? And she goes, honey, this is an answered prayer. As it turns out, he actually had told me at the table right before we came over to this house, as I was telling him, hey, I'm still gonna be at 157 even if we go look at this house. He did mention, he goes, hey, you know, that home equity loan I told you about, 100 grand, it's due in like 2 days. I don't have the money for it. Is there any way you could advance me some money? And I kind of mentioned to him, I go, well, we'll close so quick that, you know, you might get dinged with a little late fee of 30, 50 bucks or whatever. I go, but it's not going to hit your credit unless you go 30 days past due. I go, so you know, if we make this deal tonight, you really don't need to worry about that payment. I mean, as long as you can stomach whatever their late fee they're going to ding you for. And so this really worked out well for them, and it worked out well for us. And he goes, all right, man. He shook my hand right there. He hung up with his wife. He shook my hand, and he goes, well, let's head back over to the house. We'll sign the contract at the kitchen table because it's literally like 2 blocks away. So we swung back around the corner, went in, inked it real quick. I then took pictures because I never take pictures until after I have the signature. So if I ever go on an appointment and I have a verbal, but they're like, oh, I got to check with this, or I got to do that. First of all, I confirm that there's no other objection, but I still don't take pictures, even if I believe them, which usually I don't believe them. And usually I'm like, what's the objection? I'm not getting to. But in this case, there was no other objection. He signed. So I took the pictures, even though it was dark. I turned on all the lights, got the best pictures I could get. And I'll be going back over there probably tomorrow or the next day in the daylight, because hopefully I'd like to blast this thing out Monday morning. It's Friday night, and get this thing blasted out. But I'll go back and get the daytime shots of the outside and the drone. I think our shots of the inside are pretty good because this iPhone 11 Max, you guys, is incredible with the wide angle. If you guys are not taking your property pictures with the iPhone 11X or some professional photography camera that has a wide angle, you're leaving money on the table. You got to have a drone. You got to have a good wide angle camera. And so hopefully at the next scene, if you guys watch this on a YouTube episode later, if this one makes the cut, we're back at the house. Peace, Crush City.
Here I am where the movie started, facing at a photo they've taken. Space tree flying through the skies and petals happen.